I started live streaming recently, and a few days ago, I heard a statement about religion. It basically said that religion is overall a net negative. I wanted to go into a little bit of detail of how religion has impacted my life and how it has impacted a majority of people, and how I believe that religion is a net positive overall. First off, I want you to know, let me be completely honest with you. I am not super strictly religious as much as I should be and as much as maybe other people are. But I do think that a lot of my beliefs, my morals, my values stem from a lot of religious beliefs. And whether or not you believe in God, it is still a very good moral playbook that you should abide by your just life with. So if you lack direction, if you lack any type of anything, I would look to religion. Even if you don't necessarily believe in God, it has a lot of good rules and teachings that you can take out of it. Anyways, my story begins when I was very little, back in Texas, Houston, Texas, where I'm from. My parents took me to church every single Sunday. I grew up in a Roman Catholic church. I went to church every single Sunday. I got into communion. I did that first Eucharist, everything. Part of the community. And then just these past 2 years ago, I was actually confirmed, which is like the kind of initiation into the Catholic Church. My beliefs in Catholicism have shifted over the years. Obviously, I have been more religious at times, and other instances I've been less religious. There have been times where I feel like I have not believed in God, and there's other instances where all I could see is God. Um, I think when it comes to the majority of things in life, I think my life currently lives somewhere in the gray. I think nothing is truly black and white, but I think I believe in God. I think that God's overall existence is real, but there are still some fundamental beliefs that I myself struggle to grasp. But let's touch back on that last question again, or that statement about how religion was overall a net negative. And one of the things that this chatter told me was religion is a net negative because it's fabricated. This is a fake person. This is a fake thing that these people latch onto for hope. And my response was, and if it is, then what's the harm? What's the negative? You're giving these people hope. You're giving these people reason to live, to continue to live. Overall, this chatter wasn't really understanding what I meant by it still being good, even if it's a fabrication. Even if religion itself is fundamentally a lie and God doesn't truly exist, it is still a net positive on our society to believe that something does exist and that we were made for something bigger than ourselves. Because to live in complete nihilistic beliefs of that all this is meaningless, our life ceases to mean anything. Let me tell you this. If I told you just point blank period, if as if I was writing it on a whiteboard, that you would either have a heaven, a place that all your beliefs, all these things would just exist, right? Or nothing, what would you more likely want to latch onto? The hope. At the end of the day, I think I've seen it in my own chat and I've seen it in people in general when it comes to religion, is that I think a lot of people have a bad outlook on religion because there are so many people that utilize their beliefs as a weapon. I never believe or never, I hate those people. Hate is a strong word, but I truly despise these people. Because why do you utilize your religion or your beliefs as a way to scare people into joining them? There's one thing about obviously letting people know about what you believe in, and that that you want the best for them, but there's another thing to be screaming down people's throats and being like, hey, like, you will go to hell if you don't believe in God, even if it's true to you. There's a fine line between encouragement and harassment. And I think that's where a lot of people lack, and I think that's why a lot of people nowadays, especially with social media, really don't like anything that stems from religious beliefs. I think a lot of the reason why people don't necessarily believe in religion anymore is just science in general. People think that all of the answers can be figured out, when in reality, I think, like I said, not everything is black and white. I think the large majority of everything, if not everything, exists in the gray. I think there are some things that can be proved by science. I think there are other things that are fundamentally created by God. Stemming this back into what I believe in my religion is, I think God created us. He exists outside of time, a fourth dimensional being that knows when, where, and what. But he has allowed us to kind of play our own role in this overall, I don't know, disaster, some people would say. I think that's part of what my existence is meant to be. I think what all of our existence is meant to be is to play a role in this bigger picture. See if we can reach salvation in some type of way, whichever way that is for us. Whether it's becoming the best baker that ever lived, whether it's becoming a great scientist, whether it's being an Olympic champion. I think God created us in order for us to exist, and that for those that do follow him, for those that do believe in him, will reach some type of salvation at the end of their life, in which they can start continuously living in whatever society, whatever existence they believe they should. See, for me, I always envision heaven as a kind of a dream realm, in a sense. Whatever you believe that heaven should be, it will become that. Whatever you think it will look like, it will be. I'm currently in Utah, which is why I'm with these rocks, these clay rocks and stuff. And nothing has made me think more than climbing mountains and realizing that at the end of the day, all I have is who I am. Me, which is comprised of the body, mind, and soul. Combine all those three together and you get the person that's standing in front of you. And I think it's up to us to follow in pursuit of what we believe our dreams are, and to do that by being a good person. And at least for me, that stems from a lot of the beliefs of my Catholic faith. This is me just kind of rambling on how I feel like religion is overall a net positive. But if you got anything out of it, I appreciate it. Thank you.